Hello guys, today we're going to be reading the whole Cruel Prince trilogy. A warning for anyone who hasn't read the series yet, there will be spoilers in this vlog. This is not spoiler free. With that being said, let's jump into the first book, which is The Cruel Prince.
I was gonna hold off reading this until I look one, presentable, and two, the lighting is good for me to open it, but I think I'm just gonna open it now.
Hi guys, it's super gloomy out right now, which means it's prime reading time. I'm just gonna sit down and read and vlog, so
I'll stay home and write these songs, pretend I'll make it someday. My friends are getting married, they're all settling down. So I lay here, watch the ceiling fan go round and round.
okay, let me give you a small update on what I'm thinking right now. I'm deciding to make this not spoiler free because I feel like so many people have already read this book. This is my third time trying to start this book. The first two times I tried to start this book, I tried on the Kindle. Back then I wasn't a fantasy reader. I barely pick up fantasy books. So it was understandable that I didn't understand anything that was going on in here. With that backstory in mind, I'm actually so surprised that I really like this book. The first day I was reading this, I flew by 163 pages of it. Okay, so here's what I think about Cardan. I think everyone knows that this is an enemies to lovers, and everyone knows that Cardan is the love interest. So with that being said, I don't know if my soft spot for him is there because I know that he's the main guy character and I have to like him. We have seen very small slivers of him liking her. Is so good, like I'm eating it up. There was that one time where they forced her to eat fairy fruit and then he was like looking displeased or he was like angry or whatever. The thing is, I never like characters that are so openly heroic. Is it Loki? I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I don't like him. I'm on page 229. They're about to go into the coronation. So I don't know yet what's happening. Like as of right now, we are still supposed to like Loki and trust him, but I don't trust him and I've never trusted him. I feel like he's gonna backstab her. I feel like he's like a bait hero. Yeah, okay, that's literally not a word, but like, you know what I mean? Even if like, for some reason he's like actually a really good guy, I will still like Cardan over him because morally gray characters with hidden good intent is always going to like be more appealing than the overly heroic character. When they were on that tower, I genuinely thought that, wait, there was like a specific line. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so this section, I laugh despite myself. You're nothing like them, aren't I? He asks. I give him a long look. I don't know. Are you gonna order me off this balcony? I genuinely thought that he was gonna push her off the balcony. I am so convinced that he is evil. Also, the deal with Prince Dane. I don't think we're supposed to like Prince Dane, right? I have such mixed feelings about Prince Dane and Blaken. I feel like, okay, this is just a theory. Maybe Blaken is the good guy and Prince Dane is actually the evil guy. Maybe. Well, he's not good either. Didn't he like whip Cardan? Okay, every fairy is kind of evil. There's no good people in this realm, but I do think that in the end Prince Dane is going to be like the most evil one. Because isn't the next book The Wicked King? The next book is The Wicked King, guys, and isn't Prince Dane going to be king? All the Madoc scenes are so, oh my god, they're so like painful because I actually like Madoc. I don't know if that's like an uncommon opinion. Obviously I don't like him, but I mean I'm not supposed to like him, right? Because he like killed her parents, but he's actually like a good father figure and he's treating them with like love and respect, and I don't know, bare minimum obviously, but I have like a little bit of love for him and his wife too. Actually, the people that I don't like right now is Loki because he's gonna come back and bite us in the ass if we trust him, and I don't like Dane. Obviously I don't like Cardan's friends. Actually, I also don't like Cardan. You know, first scene that we've ever been introduced to him, yeah, no, what the fuck is that? When he ripped a fairy's wings? Ugh, that was actually fucking painful. Why is this book so gory? I also don't like Taryn. I think she's fucking annoying. She feels like a younger sister even though she's a twin. Okay, so the part where I really hate Taryn was when they were trying on dresses. I know this is like probably the least part that anyone would ever focus on, but the part that I love most about fantasy books are the ball gowns and the balls and the dancing. I want that one, Terrence says, pointing to the bolt of fabric I'm holding, the one with the embroidery. Please, Terrence says to me, bending her head and looking up through her eyelashes. She's joking, but she's not. She needs to look nice for this boy who's supposed to declare himself at the coronation. She doesn't understand what use my looking nice would be, me with my grudges and feuds. And then when she finally like saw her gown, and Taryn also saw her gown, that's not what you ordered, she says, accusatory, as though somehow I have deliberately deceived her. It's true that the dress I'm holding is not the one Brambleweft sketched for me. It's something else entirely, something that reminds me of the mad, amazing garments that Loki's mother's closet was stuffed with. Okay, I just hate that she's jealous of her sister and she doesn't want anything good for her sister, because I mean, I understand when she got mad about her like provoking Carden, because like she would also have to pay the repercussions for what Jude does, right? But with the dress thing, it just makes no sense for her to be unhappy for her sister for looking pretty. Another day of me being thankful to be an only child. I want to read the second book because people say that the second book is better than the first book, so I am really enjoying this though. It does read like YA. I'm still enjoying the plot. I think the plot is really what's keeping me on my toes here.
This is paperback size. These two are not paperback. Like, their sizes are different. I don't know if one of them has like no color or something. I'm kind of concerned. Okay, we're gonna start cutting stuff out because this is kind of crazy. This one, I think I'll cut it out. And then I think I'll buy yellow face another day.
Hi guys! Yesterday I finished The Wicked King and I genuinely thought The Wicked King was gonna be someone else and not fucking Carden, but it was, and this was my reaction. I just don't get it. How do we go from marry me, crawl to me, to I'm gonna exile you? What the fuck? Someone did end up spoiling the exile part for me, so it wasn't that big of a deal when I found out, but I didn't think it was gonna be right after she was just queen. Like, what the fuck? I gave this book a 4-star, but it wasn't because I didn't enjoy it. Very genuinely, thoroughly enjoyed this book. There's just some parts of the writing that really like irked me the wrong way. Now we are on to The Queen of Nothing, and I absolutely hate snakes, so this is gonna be quite a pain to fucking read.
If we could run it, if we could run it back and do you wonder? If we could run it back, if we could run it, if we could run it back and do you wonder? If we could run it, the things I didn't know, I had to get out down the road inside of the same old, the same old. Caught in the circles where they go. It's hard when you keep close. Rewind with my eyes closed. I need a breather. Got lost in the B-roll. Let all the window to learn how the world goes. We didn't know how to move on. If we could run it.
Hi! Okay, I just got home. I forgot that I didn't actually finish talking about this. I'm gonna finish talking about the writing before I get into The Queen of Nothing. I feel like I should be giving at least one book in the series 5-star because I really am enjoying this a lot more. It's outperforming my expectations right now, which is something I didn't expect. This is like one of the main issues I had with The Wicked King, which people are saying that this is the best book out of the trilogies. I thought there would be more of the romance in this book, and I guess in a way there was, but at the same time they didn't really spend that much time together. I feel like we're very much lacking the Jude and Cardan scenes right now, which I'm kind of hoping for more, okay? Because I'm eating up every scene where they're together. Like here on page 167, fairy magic is real, magic is real. See, I'm not human and neither is my brother, and we're going to take you away to a magical island for a whole week. Don't be afraid, we're not the scary ones. So Vivi is Jude's sister. Vivi has a girlfriend that is human and she's not a fairy and she's in the mortal world, and they're gonna take Heather with them into the fairyland, and there's this whole buildup of Heather not knowing that Vivi is magical and not knowing anything about the fairy magic. And this is how they explained it. They explained it in one short paragraph. I managed to get the bungee cords from Heather's numb hands while Vivi shows off her pointed ears and cat eyes and tries to explain away, never telling her any of it before. And that's it. And then they go into the fairy world. And yes, like while in the fairy world, it did take some time. There was a point where she did get scared of like the fairy realm and the magic and everything like that, but I feel like it was really rushed and it just felt kind of like that moment to me, it just felt kind of what, Patty? Like it didn't make sense for the author to build up this whole thing of Heather not knowing and Vivi keeping the secret that she is not human for a book and a half, and for it to be explained in that one page. I think that's my biggest critique within this book, but also the fact that there was like a trade between the Undersea and Cardan and he was exchanging so many things to get her back home. Guys, that part is so good. And he was like, I know you're gonna tell me you're stupid, but you were worth like everything that I lost and like blah blah. Well, he didn't really say that, but like it was something like that, you know what I mean? I actually really like this book. I liked the ending way more than the beginning. I thought the beginning was kind of slow. Now we are on Queen of Nothing. The cover is actually peeling off. This one's peeling a lot. This one's not peeling. That's kind of weird. I'm on chapter 8 and I really wish that Madoc didn't come and take her away because it was getting good, okay? And she was with Cardan and we finally get some Jude and Cardan time, and then she just has to get taken away by her father, which is so fucking annoying. Didn't you get any of my letters? I need to read those letters. You never replied to a single one. I began to wonder if you'd misplaced your ambition in the mortal world. And I'm glad that Loki is dead. I thought he deserved to die a long time ago. And I actually have a little bit of a higher respect for Taryn now that she killed him, because I actually hate Taryn so much. And Vivi, I don't know. I really liked her in the first book. After she tried to use her glamour on Heather, I kind of disliked her. I guess I feel whatever Jude feels, because Jude is also like, you shouldn't do that because you don't understand what it's like to be mortal. I understand why she would do that. It was the easy way out, but she shouldn't use magic on her girlfriend. You know what I mean? I really hate Taryn. Okay, I think Taryn is one of my least favorite. She should be exiled from the book. Cardan came to save her. Okay. Oh, and Ghost is finally like good. I heard that he is gonna like go with Taryn. I'm not sure if that's still like, I don't know if that's a ship or if that's actually happening. Guys, they mention his tail so much in this book. His tail is mentioned like 1,000 times, I think. Is his tail something he was like ashamed of in the first book or something? Why is it mentioned so much? Like, his tail is wagging. Okay, we get it. Also, I don't trust Taryn. Oh my god, maybe she's gonna bring them to Ghost, because I saw a spoiler that they're gonna end up together, so I'm hoping that she's like with Ghost or something and they're bringing Jude and Cardan to Ghost.
Never been to California, never been to LA, so I'll stay home and write these songs, pretend I'll make it someday. Our friends are getting married, they're all settling down, so I'll lay here, watch the ceiling fan go round and round.
Hi. Last week, I think like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it's definitely been a while, but I did finish all 3 of these books. I finished The Cruel Prince. I gave this one 4 stars. The Wicked King, which I also gave 4 stars. And then Queen of Nothing, which I gave 5 stars. I read this series so fast. I didn't take any breaks in between a book. Like, I didn't even wait a day to jump into the next book. This is very much like high politics, low romance, but that doesn't mean that the romance isn't present. It's definitely there. It's just very much a subplot. The lack of time that Jude and Cardan spend together is kind of crazy. These are all my tabs. So I did end up really liking this series. Like I would definitely recommend it. Is it my favorite series in the world? No, but I do understand why people are like going crazy over it and over the characters. Like I get the hype. I also like Cardan and Jude together. I think they're great. I love Jude as a character. I actually also love Cardan as a character. Oh my god, I'm gonna get so much hate for this because people definitely disagree with me, but they became enemies to lovers like a little bit too quickly. I don't know, like I feel like he revealed his feelings a little bit too fast. It's kind of like they were in a situation where they were forced to be on the same team, and then even after they became kind of like lovers, there was still some betrayal and like whatever. And some people might say that that's the slow burn of the enemies to lovers, but I kind of disagree. I feel like there should have been a little bit more enemy banter. I feel like the difference between him at the beginning and him at the end was so drastic that I wanted to see gradual change in the middle, but that's up for debate, up in the air. Obviously, these are just my opinions. Honestly, with my rating, I didn't even consider the romance, kind of. I enjoyed the romance. So whatever sliver of romance that they gave me, I enjoyed. The reason why this is like a 4-star series for me and not 5-star, even though 4 stars is a great rating, by the way, but it's mostly because of the writing. Her writing isn't bad by any means. I understand that this is a YA book. It very much reads YA, and I understand that this is a YA book and it's supposed to be like that. I don't know if that just like wasn't my cup of tea per se, because I usually do not read YA, but I think that there was also a lot of repetition, which I heard some other people talking about. The way they described Madoc was the same thing over and over and over again. I think I read it like 5 times in one book. Or the way they describe Cardan, and whenever he looks at her, she's like, his black eyes, like, okay, we get it. Okay, and then in the second book, the plot point that I talked about with Heather and her explaining the fairy world, like that was kind of weird because it was too fast, and I feel like it wasn't a nice shift. So I just feel like it wasn't a nice transition, especially when we've built up to that moment, and it just wasn't very satisfying. Okay, let's move on to what I did like about this book. I really like the plot. I think that's what really made it a page turner for me. I just wanted to know how it would end and how they were gonna fix all of these problems. I also really like the characters. I think I was really rooting for Jude and Cardan. Any other character I don't really give a fuck about. Oh my god, I was also kind of rooting for Madoc because I didn't want him like to die. I actually really like him as a character, and I think there's like a lot of depth to him. And my favorite is the last book because we did get more romance in this book than we did in any other, I think. And there were some lines in here that were pretty good. Ooh, I also really like the ending when he turned into a snake. Even though I hate snakes. I don't even know how I'm holding this cover right now. I literally hate snakes, and I would go out of my way to not buy book covers with snakes on them. But when Cardan turned into a snake, she went to like talk to him, to like lay next to him. She asked, what is it like, I ask, being a serpent? He hesitates. It was like being trapped in the dark, he says. I was alone and my instinct was to lash out. I was perhaps not entirely an animal, but neither was I myself. I could not reason. There were only feelings, hatred and terror, and the desire to destroy. I start to speak, but he stops me with a gesture. And you? He looks at me, his lips curving into something that's not quite a smile. It's more and less than that. I knew little else, but I always knew you. Oh my god. Okay, I love that line. Also, this line I really like. It is a monstrous thing, the idea of tying Cardan to me in eternal obedience. What I want is him back, him standing beside me, him laughing at all of this. I would settle for even his worst self, his cruelest trickster self, if only he could be here. So after this, I guess I only have The Stolen Heir and The Prisoner's Throne to read, and then I'll be done with the entire series. Just not yet. Right now I'm currently reading Magnolia Parks, so I'm gonna finish reading that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is my first time doing like a spoiler reading vlog, so I don't know how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!